Sunday Money. We got a question from a viewer today. Caitlin asks, I'm a recent college graduate. Should I start saving for retirement or pay off my student loans? That's a good question. Our money man, Paul Fain, president of Asset Planning Corporation, has 5 tips for your Sunday money. So, Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a great question because a lot of people are graduating right now. I am 4 years out. I honestly still have this question. Do you start paying down your student loans or do you start saving for retirement?
Stephanie, the survey says that about 56% of young Americans postpone saving for retirement because of that burden of feeling those student loans. And, you know, my premise would be, you're missing out on so much compounded growth, earning growth on growth in those first, early years of working. So I'm going to suggest this morning that the solution is actually to hit them both, to try to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, your paycheck.
Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. I've heard that before too, where people are like, start that 401k, also start paying down your student loan debt.
Right. So, I think you start with hit the minimum on the student loans. You don't want to ever miss a payment. You always want to be building your good credit. But most employers have 401k plans. Most of these 401k plans have matching contribution. So, for example, if an employer contributes 50 cents on the dollar up to $1 that you contribute, you put in at least 6% because you get the 3% free money, right?
Totally.
And so you get that compounding working for you.
Cool. And here, on to our next question here. So what if you don't have an employer retirement plan?
Right. You can still do an individual retirement account. So a young person could do a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, pre-tax contribution, after-tax contribution, and you can contribute up to $6,000. So you can still put a pretty hefty chunk of change into an IRA if you don't have an employer retirement plan.
Cool. And so then the other thing is, if it's in an ideal situation, if you have extra money, how should you use that?
Well, if you had a bonus or a family member gave you, a holiday gift of some money, then, just use that wisely. You would obviously have the opportunity to chunk more of that towards your student loan debt. If you've got credit cards or you haven't built up some savings, I definitely would do that first before you, try to tackle maybe a high interest student loan or something like that.
Wow. Paul Fain, thanks so much for all of your tips here. Great stuff for people who are recently graduating.
Hope so.
And young people.
Yeah, I hope so.